Hey yo, how you doing, guys? It's 1/5 of them boys. Yes, that's right. Me, the one AJ representing the Ministry of Wrestling. So you know what that means? We're here. And why are we here? Because it's the hottest party of the summer. And this time it's 2 nights for the first time. And on top of that, there will be something even hot because there's a burning sensation down in the UK. Just keep posted on the channel and you'll know what I know. And you'll know in the loop as well. Did not make any sense, but if you know, you know. Just look out for 3 videos from the ministry this week. Okay, guys, let's not waste any time. We are definitely talking about SummerSlam right now. This is SummerSlam night 1. I've actually previously had SummerSlam 88 on VHS. That's how old the 1AJ is. Yes, I had it on VHS. That was the first SummerSlam, and here I am being able to host a prediction show with my boys for the first 2-night SummerSlam. So yes, the first time ever we are saying night 1 of SummerSlam, and let's not waste it any time whatsoever. Let's go with some real big action. Let's run with the blood of the bloodline, the OTC and main event. Jey Uso taking on Braun, as they're known. Yeah, Nico says it, Jay said it, Roman said it. I call them Braun Seth. Hey, it may still happen when Seth comes back. Either way, how the guys vote. Let's have a look. The bloodline of some form or shape or whatever, like they're back. The original members of the bloodline. Roman Reigns, the head of the table, and the right-hand man, Jey Uso, but now the right-hand man is a main eventer. The tribal chief has no tribe. He's just the OTC because he was the original one. And they take on his former teammate, new stable members, being Seth Rollins' team of Bronson Reed and Bron Breakker. Really, the team of, as Jay's called them, Bron. Well, I called him Bron Seth. Let's go with that. The Bron Seth, because that was all of them, 2 Brons and Seth Rollins. Yeah, they should really take the win because hey, let's prove they are the future. But this is Roman Reigns, baby. He's just come back. He looks like gold. Plus, if you looked at Raw, they got steamrolled. So I'm gonna go with it, the bloodline, just because that will get the crowd going. Roman Reigns, Jey Uso. 1 word, 3 letters. Win. So yeah, Roman and Jay for the win.
Again, a tricky one to call because there's stock in both of these 2 teams winning. Although I think it's so much. There's so much more to gain from a narrative level by having Bron Breakker and Seth's boys essentially, and Bronson Reed. Let's call them Bron. A yummy little Bron. I think Bron should be winning this match. So yeah, Breakker and Reed to win this.
Roman ain't coming back to lose, but it'll look really messed up if he come back, win, and then go away again. But you know what? They take us to the story, like, you know, them 2 can't really function without Seth Rollins around. They need a leader. At the same time, you know what? Roman's winning. I'm going to keep it with Roman and Jey Uso because you got the second biggest babyface. If y'all find out what I'm going to talk about the other match later, but yeah, I'm going to go for Roman and Jey to win. Is Roman ever going to apologize? We don't know, but that's who's winning.
I think Teddy Long would definitely be proud of this one because you know he loves a tag team match. And in this one, my goodness, if you saw the beatdown that Roman Reigns and Jey Uso got on Raw, oh my goodness, wow, they really had it taken to them. And obviously when that happens on the Go Home show, you know what's going to happen. I mean, you know, you could still kind of let Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed go on and win. Obviously, you know, they can still show dominance. It is a very powerful faction, mind you. And given after what happened on Raw, they could still go on and, like, you know, it could be that hard obstacle for them to get over. You know, it's going to take until Survivor Series before they finally get that payback. But in this case, obviously, on the Go Home show, you know, usually what happens if they hold the belt or whoever gets the drop ends up losing and all of that. And obviously, it's Roman Reigns' first pay-per-view since coming back. And obviously, when it comes to the OTC, when it comes to the Tribal Chief, you don't make him lose the first PLE when he comes back. So, your winners of the match, without too much deliberation, it is the OTC, Roman Reigns, and Yeet Man, Jey Uso.
So if I was bucking it like in a logical manner, yeah, the future has to go over here, man. Like Brum Breaker is already just like so popular, so over, man. I think he's about ready to step into that position they want him to be, man. Like he got that dog in him. That spear is the best in the business, and like everyone does, is acknowledging his heritage. Oh. But at the same time, though, like him and Brunson, why they have an upside? You're talking about Jay, who is the most popular babyface on Raw, I think. Like, it's arguable between him and CM Punk in it. Like, but again, I would say from a night-to-night basis, man. Like the other week, innit, Jay came out and he got a bigger ovation than Roman, which for me that was crazy, man. But it happened. And at the same time, you have Roman Reigns, like who, for them now, is a special attraction, an all-time great. And both of them just got their ass totally whipped on Raw, man. They got destroyed. Roman got violated so badly, man. Man stole his shoes. Man, there's no way, thinking about it, you can have, you can't have Roman and Jay lose here. Man got his shoes stolen. Man was violated, man. And I can't stand. I cannot stand, man. Roman and Jay for the win.
First, Roman loses Ulafala. Now he's losing his traders. Yeah, the OTC will be, 1-2 kicks or something next. So I don't know, maybe much. Yeah. Anyway, matters not, guys. It looks like everybody's got a lot of love for the right team out there. We continue to acknowledge. Except one man. One man believes that the Heyman boys, the Rollins boys, will take the victory. Nico, best of luck to you. You are doing the Batista and walking alone. I promise to stop singing. Well, for this episode anyway. Right, okay, guys, let's go from one tag team. By the way, before I go, I was going to say from one tag team match to another. We have a 6-man tag match about a 6-team tag match about to come out. And this is the one that we're Teddy Long's going to enjoy. Anyway, matters not. Just, yeah. You're thinking it, I'm thinking it, I said it. Okay, here we go. Let's go from one tag team match to another. Randy Orton, the master of the RKO and the master of the Grammy collecting Jelly Roll, take on the team of possibly Drew McIntyre, but definitely Logan Paul. Let's see how the guys vote right now.
Yeah, there's a lot being said about the fact that Drew McIntyre may not even be in this match because of some sort of US-UK immigration problem going on. Tremendous. Totally worth it. I'll say no more. You know who I'm referring to. I don't think it makes a difference if Drew is in the match or not. Got the words of Dem the Tech ringing in my head. Celebrities don't lose. Which makes sense. Jelly Roll, multiple platinum selling artist. Randy Orton, in the winter of his career, absolute crowd favourite. Give it to Orton and Jelly Roll.
Drew and Logan Paul. Logan Paul is meant to be the celebrity, but he's not a celebrity anymore. He's a wrestler. That's a celebrity. Jelly Roll is a celebrity, and you know my rule. They always put the celebrity over. Plus, he's with Orton. Orton's been on like a little losing thing right now, from what I see on pay-per-view. So Orton can get the win, and Jelly Roll will pin Drew. So Jelly Roll will come back for another match at WrestleMania against Drew only. So not a tag team match, a one-on-one. Boom. Actually, no, I don't think we waste it at WrestleMania. Something the night before. I mean, Jelly Roll will be in the Royal Rumble. Because he's going to get another match. Anyway, I'm going with Jelly Roll and Orton to win. Come on.
See, now we all know that when it comes to celebrity matches, the celebrity always goes on to win. This goes all the way to was it Lawrence Taylor against Bam Bam Bigelow? I mean, there's a blast from the past. But it's known that with WWE, all of their celebrity matches, they go on to win. However, in this match, Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul could still go on to win. I mean, you got a former or kind of like half celebrity and half. You could actually call him a WWE superstar. I mean, he has signed that contract and, you know, he has gone all in. And respect to him as well because he's taken the business seriously. So they could actually go on to win. I mean, obviously, it's very rare that a celebrity loses, but even if they did, Jelly Roll would still get that appreciation from the crowd. Like, look, you know what? You respected our business. You know, you put time into it. You gave it your best, and that's all we could ask for. You know, is for you to just do your best. Sometimes, even in losing a match, you can potentially still be the winner in the WWE universe or in any universe, company wide. So. But then obviously, you know, I'm kind of overthinking it now, so I'm not going to go too deep on it. It's usually, especially on one of the grandest stages, or the summer grandest stage of them all, Summerslam, I think for that feel-good moment, you got to give Jelly Roll and Randy Orton the win. So that's my pick. Randy Orton and Jelly Roll for the win.
WWE, they love their whole celebrity matches, don't they? So yeah, I'm gonna keep this one like the short, man. I anticipate like that the good guys are gonna win here, and like it's good for Jelly Roll, like he's getting his moment. And to be honest, we'd all do it if we could, really. If we was all put in that position, like, hey, let's team us with one of the greatest of all time to go against another GOAT, yeah, and Logan Paul. Who's gonna win that, man? The good guys. Randy Orton and Jelly Roll for the win.
So, will Drew turn up? Will Drew not turn up? Very, very good question. He's currently stuck in the UK, if you're not familiar with it, and there's talks of a replacement if visa and the rest of the correct passport can't get to him. Yeah, enjoy England while you can, Drew. I'm gonna go with possibly the Miz if you can't, just because Miz put a video out and Miz be Miz, really. I'm going to quote Den the Tech. Den always says the celebrity wins. Now, yes, on the other side, you have Drew's tag team partner being a celebrity, but also wrestler, also boxer, also the rest. And Jelly Roll does not perform in the ring, and he's lost what he's lost. So I'm going to go with that. Gentleman, when I say lost what he's lost, weight-wise, not match-wise, because I don't believe he's had a match. He's just been in the ring a few times. So I'm going to go with Jelly Roll and Randy Orton for the win. RKO out of nowhere, baby. So it looks like everyone has gone for Team RKO or Team RK Roll. Hey, there we are. But I say that. Having a combo with Nick, nothing to do with collaborating. You'll see that our points probably will differ because we tend to, whatever. We're not at equal points. But he was like, why do we call him Jelly Roll? Over here, Jelly's Jam. Let's just call him Jam Sarnie. So UK fans, if you want to, Jelly Roll is now Jam Sandwich. Anyway, just moving on from that, let's go into some women's action. And I think we'll go for the WWE Women's Tag Team titles as the Judgment Day of sorts. Yes, we are talking Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez. It takes on Team Bestie, Frenemy, whatever you want to call them, Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss for the WWE Tag titles. Have the guys vote? Let's have a look.
Judgment Day. Didn't even know they were champ from last time, but hey. Charlotte Flair, everyone's cheering for Charlotte now, so that's a good thing, Charlotte and Alexa Bliss, they're a little team of like, I want to be your friend, I'm not your friend. Frenemies, don't remember that line. So, yeah, give it to Charlotte. Actually, this is the first time I think she's a babyface, real genuine babyface, and not pushing her throat as a babyface. So, yeah, give Charlotte the belt. Let's see her turn heel on her friend.
See, we know the implosion of the Judgment Day is coming soon, and could this be the start of it? I was just about to say Liv there, but she's injured. But could Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez be the first to start losing gold within the Judgment Day? Again, I don't want to give too much of a prediction because of my later prediction with the Intercontinental title. But obviously the friendship or the so-called partnership between Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss does seem to be blossoming. They seem to be growing and liking each other, even though they say they're not friends. But they seem to be really making this work. And what better than to win the WWE Women's Tag Team titles? I had a suspicion that Liv, I don't know if she's due to come back anytime soon, but she could still make an appearance. She could still initially try and put a wedge in that and cause Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez to lose the titles. Or they could just lose them, and then obviously, that just kind of makes it even more of a thing that Liv can pick on to say, obviously, I left the Judgment Day and then you've lost the women's tag team titles and it's Roxanne Perez's fault. But there's definitely going to be some dissension there going on. So, yeah, your new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, the Queen Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss.
Again, another one that's harder to call than it may seem, because it does seem pretty obvious who may win. But you know what? There's arguments for both teams, man. The Judgment Day girls continue to make up the lineup of champions, in the Judgment Day. They've all got their gold and everything is hunky-dory at the moment. Do we want to keep that going? Possibly we do. But then at the same time, the whole Alexa Bliss Charlotte thing has been surprisingly endearing to a point where, lo and behold, Charlotte is getting cheered again. And that's nice to see. However, I'm sure Charlotte is almost drowned in without having gold on her. I think she needs it to survive, man. So it's difficult because you can also go down the route of those two not being friends and eventually having a blood feud with each other, because it turns out that things didn't end happily ever after and they ended up feuding with each other. So, damn, this is hard, man. This is pretty hard. What the hey, I'm going to go with your winner and new Women's Tag Team Champions, man. Charlotte and Alexa Bliss.
So when they had the multi-women's, one from each brand for the tag titles, I went for the Kabuki Warriors, and then I saw that Charlotte and Alexa was like a team with merch, and I said, really, they should win it. Judgment Day continued. Now, the logic is, let this go this way, because Liv is going to return, and then it's which way does Raquel's allegiance lie? This is Charlotte and Alexa, and they're in it again. Can we really wait for Liv to return for that to be the time for them to drop? I don't think so. I think for this to be something, now that they are friends, and for this tag team to remain relevant, they're going to take the gold. Even though, really, Alexa should join Nikki Cross in the Wyatt Six. Now, that would be something. She was Bray's partner at the time, right? But anyway, let's not waste any time. The not best friends, or not friends even at all, for your new Women's Tag Team Champions, Charlotte and Alexa Bliss.
Odd pairing here with Charlotte and Alexa. Both mega talents. And both pretty good as a tag team together, actually. But I think there's too much stock in keeping gold in the Judgment Day for now. They're a well-oiled, functioning tag team, and there's a lot of interplay dynamic between all of the wrestlers, and the teasing of when Liv Morgan returns and how Roxanne Perez fits into all that, and Roxanne winning Raquel over. And I don't think it makes sense to take the belt off of Judgment Day just yet, so I'm going to go with them to win.
Okay, so a bit of a split there. Some believe on the Judgment Day and the rest are seeing new tag champs, but either way. Also, again, you're thinking it, I'm thinking it, let's say it. Again, not targeting you, bro, Simsy. I'm not targeting you, I promise you, bro. However, Lawrence Taylor was not the first celebrity. I could probably be wrong, and I'm sure I am wrong, but let's go back to WrestleMania 1. Mr. T. I pity the fool who forgets Mr. T. Anyway, I'm just for you, bro. The disrespect. Anyway, here we go. We keep moving, and let's put some respect or disrespect right now, because this is what it's all about. Who was right, who was wrong? It's Sami Zayn, Karrion Kross. I thought it was the second match. I didn't realize they had a match on Raw, so this is technically the rubber match, which may sway which way I vote. But anyway, let's not waste any time. How did the guys vote? How were you going to vote? Comment below. Sami Zayn, Karrion Kross, TikTok. Let's get on with it.
You know what? They have really made this rivalry interesting, because obviously in their previous match, obviously given where it was, we all knew that Sami Zayn was going to win. I didn't think they would dare make him lose in Saudi. So, that's one thing. However, when are we going to put this rocket on Karrion Kross? Everyone is behind him now, and I don't know whether he's going to sign the new contract or not. I think it's pretty evident that he might, because you can't lose hot talent like that, really and truly. WWE need to kind of fix up on this one. And on top of that, Sami Zayn can afford the loss here more. There's more to the story of Sami Zayn losing than Karrion Kross. We quite are tired of the fact that, we give Karrion such good promos, but it doesn't kind of follow through with the matches. Like, the matches don't really complement the promos he's been dropping. And before the crowd lose interest in it, you've really got to let him win this one here. I mean, they dropped a really good promo on Raw. I mean, really, really good promo. Which makes you think, Sami could actually still win this one, for him to force Karrion to say that he was wrong. But where do you go with that story? The story of Sami Zayn saying that Karrion was right, there's more of a story behind that. There's more, I think, that people can get behind more than Karrion Kross saying that I was wrong. Because judging by his past matches, they've been proving that he was wrong. So let's make him right this time. Let's make him win. Let's get behind him and give him that PLE, big lights. Let's give him that win. So without thinking too much with my heart, I think it's kind of more storyline purpose. Makes more sense if Karrion were to win this one. So my pick, Karrion Kross for the win.
It warms my heart to see that Karrion Kross has been acknowledged by WWE. And he's got a pay-per-view match here. Now, in terms of win and loss, Sami and Karrion are they're both one apiece. But I reckon, coming out of this, Sami is on his quest to be a world champion. And I don't think 2 losses to Karrion is going to help that, Unfortunately, what does that mean for Karrion afterwards? Does that mean they're still investing in him? Personally, I would have Karrion just join whatever Seth's group is called, or whatever they're still trying to be. I would think that would be a decent fit for him to be like Seth's underboss. Yeah, it could work, but hey, this match in particular, damn, it is difficult, but I reckon Karrion's going to eat the loss here, unfortunately. Sami Zayn for the win.
So it was meant to happen in Saudi Arabia, but I said, and I called it, based on the location, he was not going to lose. This time it's in the US and it's the rematch. The feud continues, so that therefore means there's only one way to go, and that way to go is Karrion Kross, TikTok for the win. Karrion Kross all the way.
Look, Sami won in Saudi Arabia. There'd be reason to think that Karrion Kross wins the comeback. If you believe that they put any stock in Karrion Kross, I think he's done a masterful job of getting people to buy into him. The people I don't think have bought into him are his employers. I think it's cool that he's being put in this position, but I don't think he's winning a damn thing here. Famous last words, don't bet against Sami Zayn at a pay-per-view. Last time I did it, and it came back to bite me in the arse. I'm reversing course now. I am going to not bet against Sami Zayn at a pay-per-view. Sami Zayn is going to win this, but I think he's going to do it in a cheeky way, which is going to prove Karrion Kross to be correct. Still Sami Zayn to win.
Sami and Karrion Kross, I've got to say, I don't care. But I do care about Sami. Let Sami win this, leave this feud alone and go away. Or Sami loses, leave this feud alone and go away. Karrion Kross, I heard you were doing some stuff on social media and things like that, but I didn't see it, so I don't really care. I'm going for Sammy to take this because if Sammy doesn't win, he doesn't win. But I'm picking Sammy anyway because it's the one to pick. Yeah, it is. Sammy to take this.
Okay, so there's a bit of a split there. Once again, I need the point, so I hope those who went Sami Zayn will find out that Cameron was right. Anyway, let's keep it moving, guys. We're doing this in some good time. So we've done a few matches. Let's put some titles on the line. And what better title to put on than the WWE Women's title? Yes, will it be Tiffy time or will that storm that's coming wash that time away? Yes, it's Jade Cargill versus Tiffany Stratton for the WWE.
It's very sad, but there's not really much interest in the WWE Women's title match, man, across the board. I don't really feel that sort of anticipation. And I feel that is because the key element of that was actually the third person, Naomi, walking around with the briefcase. But since she's like already used it and become a champion on the other show, that just leaves these two ladies, man. And like, as great as I think they both are, I just don't feel that this feud has had enough gravitas, if you need, like, to really succeed in making people interested in it. I'm sure it'll be pretty decent, but what I'm thinking is going to happen now, since Naomi's on Raw, Naomi's away from Jade, that's done. Yeah. So naturally, I think Jade, babyface Jade, they might want to be stepping away from that. Why? Because I think the ultimate goal has always been with Jade, for Jade to have that big money match with Bianca. So, what do we do here? Because Tiffany has had the title for a while, and Tiffany is also still a very popular champion. Like, and she's going to be a multi-time champion. She's going to be a staple, despite what some people may think of her and her ability and her looks. The live audience, the crowd seem to love her. So that enough is reason to keep the belt on her. I might start Jade down an eventual path leading to the dark side, if you will. So I'm gonna go and still your reigning defending WWE Women's Champion, Tiffany Stratton.
So the end result is a bit different because we expected Naomi to be the one to cash in. She's already cashed in and is currently holding the title. But I feel like this is the time. I don't know why. It just more for Jade than the end of Tiffany coming to her run, the end of her run. But I just don't feel anything with Tiffany. I don't know where the next feud would be. It was a good build-up. I know some would disagree with that, but I'm going to go with Jade Cargill to be your new WWE Women's Champion.
One of the worst women's champions in recent memory. Sink or swim, I think she's absolutely floundered. She's like a dead fish on the beach. I've got no time for Tiffany Stratton. I said to Big Tone when we were watching WrestleMania, hey man, I'm not a fan because she's done nothing on the main roster to win me over, but let's see what she can do against Charlotte Flair. In my opinion, one of, if not the greatest women's athlete ever in WWE. Yes, nepotism overpushed all of that. She's still amazing. Even in the match against Charlotte Flair, it was very messy, very, very uncoordinated and messy, that match. And I haven't seen her do anything to light the world on fire. She's got a B-Tech version of Christopher Daniels' moonsault, whatever. God, please take the belt off her. Please take the belt off her and put it on Jade Cargill. I'm going with my heart on this one. Put the belt on Jade Cargill to win.
Yo, Tiffany versus Jade is a hard one to call because they're pushing Jade right now really, she's going to be a big star. But if they drop it off Tiffany Stratton right now, what would you think of her reign? I should say Jade, but I'm going to say Tiffany wins it. Jade's going to win at WrestleMania. Tiffany's going to retain because, come on. I don't know. I'm just flipping a coin in my head and I've landed on Tiffany Stratton, and that's what I'm going for. It's really hard to say her name properly.
See, this particular match is really interesting still because everybody thought that Naomi was waiting for Jade to win the WWE Women's Championship for her to cash in. Obviously, it is a belt that Naomi has held before, so you would have thought that there was some unfinished business there. However, congratulations to Naomi because she went on to cash in for the Women's World Championship, a new belt that she hasn't had before, but yet another championship she can add to her accolade. So, yeah, it's a real good thing. It doesn't take away the rivalry that Tiffany and Jade may have. They are well established enough to have a rivalry that could go on for 2 or maybe 3 matches, that proverbial rubber match. Let's just say Tiffany were to retain, Jade being the newest queen of the ring, she would have the right to go for it again. But at the same time, if Jade were to win, then this could be the full heel turn of Tiffany, or it could be a point where Tiffany just tries to get it back. We saw it with Batista and Triple H. We saw it with Undertaker and Edge. So, it's a very, very interesting rivalry that could be one for the ages. However, despite the curveball of Naomi winning the Women's World Championship, who's to say that they can still face each other, champion versus champion? I mean, obviously, look at Survivor Series. That would be very interesting, like Team Naomi versus Team Jade. But in this case, I think they are putting the rocket on Jade. I think they're putting her on the rocket to go to the moon. She's won the Queen of the Ring, and obviously, if you look at the history of King and Queen of the Ring, they usually go on to win a championship. It happened with Gunther. Eventually, oh my gosh. Eventually, Zelina Vega won a championship. And then you can look at the annuals of time like Bret the Hitman Hart, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Triple H, Edge. They all went on to win world championships. So I think it's only evident that Jade is next up in line. So, your new WWE Women's Champion, the Queen of the Ring, Jade Cargill.
I'm glad that we can acknowledge these titles, like Zelina Vega's as the US title, to be a sign of King of the Ring or Queen of the Ring victories, because then Billy Gunn's IC title reigns and hardcore title reigns also mean something. And Viscera's tag titles, I'm going to go with, or Mabel's tag titles, as it were. But anyway, that's just, again, you're thinking it, I'm saying it. Again, no disrespect, bro. I prod where I prod. I think it. Okay, right, guys, let's go for what is potentially, I'm not actually sure if it is the main event, but if you're watching WWE Uncensored, then Triple H said you've always been a main event guy. So let's go with it. CM Punk, title shot in hand, taking on Gunther. Now, I'm going to say, because there's a lot of speculation over a certain man's knee injury, is it really happening? What happens here, unless Seth cashes in during the match, guys, it has to be during the match, before the final bell rings and he enters and makes it a triple threat, the answers that are here will be determined as correct. When Naomi cashed in, boom, none of us won because she cashed in during the match. However, if CM Punk or Gunther wins the match and Seth's injury is indeed fake and he comes in and burns it down after the match, we are entitled to a point because essentially the match has ended and a new match has started. So for this main event, which could be a main event part 1, if Seth does come back, you get the point. I'm not going to drag it. CM Punk, Gunther, how'd the guys vote? Let's have a look right. WWE have a way of making me feel like this guy's going to win, and every time they do, he ends up losing. That would be CM Punk going for the Royal Rumble, twice lost, and then King of the Ring, he lost again. Every time it happens, he gets caught short. Obviously, Cena, I knew he wasn't going to win, but they make you believe in miracles, obviously. CM Punk will be a champ again. The World Heavyweight title feels, I don't want to say demotion, but it feels like he's meant to be on a WWE scale. He looks like the real face of the company, but he's always been the voice of the voiceless when they've got a main stage thing going on. Maybe this is the case. I I don't know. I'm torn because I feel like Gunther's just had a defense. Gunther's just won it back, but maybe it's because they've now decided that Punk is the way forward. This whole WWE Unseen saw him meant to be the guy to win the Rumble, and he didn't. So yeah, let's go for it. Even though I really, in my gut, believe it's Gunther, CM Punk for the win.
The build to this has not been great, has it? It's not Punk's fault. He had to be inserted into a kind of gauntlet night in order to gain this, but it's been very, very haphazardly thrown together. But I appreciate it's been a reaction to the injury of one Seth Rollins, which may come back to play a bigger part later in the night. I hate the fact that Punk's in this main event picture. I'm thankful that it's only night one. My feelings of CM Punk are well known at this point. I hope Gunther slaps a hole through his chest. Yeah, I think Gunther's going to win this. I hope Gunther wins this. I don't really care at this point. I'm picking this whole card with my heart, to be honest. So yeah, Gunther to win.
Gunther and CM Punk. CM Punk shouldn't pick up any belts at all, because he's not here to make friends or something. He's not here for the championship. He's here for money. I can't remember what his first saying was, but can't have him going over. He's the old vet that should be putting people over and help pushing the rest, and elevate Gunther. Let Gunther get like a real strain of people that he beat. And yeah. Plus, I'm not a big fan of CM Punk, so if I get a chance to vote against him, those chops on that little flat. Anyway, Gunther to win. That's what I'm going for.
Now, this World Championship match is rather interesting because I'm thinking, did they put the World Championship on Gunther just so that he could give Goldberg his final match? I mean, I couldn't see why Goldberg couldn't face Jey Uso, but that's another story for another day. But it is well documented that 80% of Gunther's entirety in WWE has been with him being champion. That's rather a strong accolade that not many superstars can give themselves. So that is a very good accolade for Gunther. And which means he could obviously still walk out with the World Championship if he was to. I don't think anyone would be surprised. Obviously, there are a lot of people behind CM Punk, and they would be upset. But look, the same thing happened with Cody Rhodes, and he had to wait a whole year before he eventually got that championship. Could it be the same with CM Punk? But I think he's been in it long enough now for him to actually hold that championship. I'm not really too sure how long in his career that he has, but obviously in this run, whether it's his final run, they've got to put a World Championship on him soon. Could have been a WWE title, but we don't know where that stands yet. And obviously, that'll give a spoiler for my later prediction. But I think what's going to happen here is CM Punk is going to get the win. But I really highly suspect that this injury that Seth Rollins has is just a work. And I do believe, I mean, he did say with every fibre in his being, he will prevent CM Punk from having a World Championship. And even if he joins the Drew Club of 5 minutes, I think CM Punk is going to win. But then Seth Rollins, you're just going to hear, burn it down. And he's going to come and cash in that briefcase. And it will be the second heist of the century. So, CM Punk for the win, new world champion. But then Seth Rollins will cash in his Money in the Bank briefcase, surprising everyone. And Seth Rollins will end up being the world heavyweight champion once again.
Now, on the surface of it, this is pretty hard, and it's not really set in stone who's going to win. It's not clear to me, because again, man, like Gunther is on a tear. The company still holds him in high regard, man. He just retired Goldberg, man. He beat Jey Uso, who is arguably the most popular babyface in the entire company at the moment. So obviously, Gunther's stock is still high, but at the same time, CM Punk is the biggest star on Raw. Like him, love him, hate him, think he's lost his edge, whatever. Yeah, he still gets the biggest reactions. He's still probably the most over guy. Like, however, he is being rivaled by Jay. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, but he's a good person to have the belt on, and to be honest, he's a better person to have Seth cash in on when Seth recovers, because the story is just built in. And like, the giant hate boner these guys have for each other will continue to grow from that, man. So I think that's great storytelling here. We're also getting to an era which I like, that, we don't have to have your year-long, your 2 years champion and all that. Like, there's 2 belts. You can have one as your long-term champion, and you can hot potato the other one for a while. It keeps things fresh. It keeps it interesting. So that being said, I feel they're going to give it to him, man. Your winner and new World Heavyweight Champion, CM Punk.
Look in my eyes. What do you see? Yeah. So just to answer Leon's question, Gunther attacked Goldberg and his son. I think that was a good reason. And let's not do face versus face on Goldberg's departure. Anyway, more importantly, Team Punk haters don't want to see Punk take the title. Nico and Den, surprise, surprise, did not vote CM Punk. Yeah, that's as much as we can do on this show, guys. Look, it's interesting. I will say, people did have me scratching my head on the whole Jade Cargill heel turn. I could see that. More than Team Jade versus Team Naomi, just champ versus champ. That's the way they've gone about Survivor Series recently. Sadly, that we might see a War Games, not a fan. But yeah, either way, it could be very interesting. Look, there are so many angles. Let's say Bianca beat Naomi by Survivor Series. Now we've got Jade versus Bianca, title versus title, champ versus champ. They're going from one big party to another. Anyway, let's leave it there, guys. 42 minutes. I am the one AJ. I am thanking you for tuning in. Please ring the notification bell, subscribe, like, and comment below. We'd love to hear your predictions. But until the next time, which is tomorrow, Fortnite 2, we are signing out. We will see you then. See ya.